In the workplace, managers' expectations regularly become self-fulfilling prophecies. For better or worse, employees end up performing like their managers believe they will. So here I need to decide the punctuation. And I'm saying in the workplace, managers' expectations regularly become self-fulfilling prophecies. And then I'm explaining how that happens. For better or worse, employees end up performing like their managers believe they will. So I should ideally put a colon here because the part after prophecies explains what goes before. So D is a good answer. I can't have a comma because both of these are independent sentences. So a comma between them would lead to comma splice. I definitely need a punctuation after prophecies because there is a break in the sentence here. So I need to indicate that a new sentence is starting. And this colon is wrong because a colon can only come at the end of a complete sentence. So D. Researchers have long known both that positive managerial expectations can lead to increased employee performance and that supervisors often have difficulty communicating such beliefs, especially if it is not sincerely held. So here I need to choose the correct pronoun for beliefs, right, which is plural. So I need to use the plural pronoun, which is they, right? So supervisors often have difficulty communicating such beliefs, especially if if the beliefs are not sincerely held, right? It, that, and this, these are all singular, so they can't be used as pronouns for beliefs. For example, subtle nonverbal signals such as facial expressions operate on a subconscious level, betraying and showing bosses true feelings. So here I'm saying that non-verbal signals such as facial expressions, they end up betraying bosses' true feelings. So betraying and showing mean the same thing, right? So I don't have to say both. This is redundant. So I can simply say betraying bosses' true feelings, right? I don't have to say betraying and showing. Now, if I say beyond conscious awareness, that's already indicated when I say subconscious. So this is also repetitive, so not C. And if I say, and these signals betray, then grammatically that's fine, but it's not as concise as option B, right? So I can simply say betraying and that would convey the idea. So B. Although it can be challenging to control such signals, supervisors can create an environment of positive expectations by incorporating two concrete strategies into their leadership style. The writer wants to add the following sentence to this paragraph. Thus, managers' words may tell one story and their faces another. The best placement for this sentence is where? So I'm saying here that subtle non-verbal signals such as facial expressions operate on a subconscious level, betraying bosses' true feelings, right? So I'm kind of explaining the contrast between what managers say, right? And if those beliefs are not sincerely held, then non-verbal signals such as facial expressions will give the true story, right? So this sentence, the fact that managers' words may tell one story and their faces another, should come after sentence 3 at this position, because this is where I have introduced the idea of facial expressions betraying bosses' true feelings. So this sentence would make sense after sentence 3. Managers can start by setting challenging yet realistic performance goals for their employees. In the 1960s, an experiment at the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company demonstrated how can ambitious goals powerfully communicate positive expectations. So here I have this idea within the larger sentence. So I cannot end it with a question mark. So any option that ends with a question mark is wrong. Now I'm saying this experiment demonstrated how ambitious goals can powerfully communicate, right? This verb must come after the subject, right? Because I'm including it in my larger sentence. So it would be D because that's where can is coming after ambitious goals. How ambitious goals can powerfully communicate positive expectations. One of the company's district managers selected his 6 best insurance agents, placed them under the leadership of his best assistant manager, and tasked the group with a lofty sales goal, which acted as a clear sign of management's confidence in the group's abilities. Which choice most effectively supports the idea in the previous sentence? Okay, so here I need to decide the choice that supports what the previous sentence is saying. And in the previous sentence, I was saying that ambitious goals can powerfully communicate positive expectations. So the way it's written, that this group was tasked with a lofty sales goal, which acted as a clear sign of management's confidence that indicates positive expectations. So I like option A. The manager would report the results of the experiment at an industry meeting in 1963. So where the manager would report this is not relevant, because here I need to indicate how this experiment was meant to communicate positive expectations. So it's not B. Sales goals are typically set once the market potential of a product has been determined. So this is the marketing side of sales goals, and this has no relevance with setting positive expectations. So not C. As part of a plan based on the manager's observations of trends at various insurance agencies. So this refers to other insurance agencies, and that's not the point of this paragraph. So A is the best answer. People within the company began referring to this group as the super staff. The 6 agents who made up the group performed accordingly, boosting the performance of the agency by 40%. Which choice most effectively combines the sentences at the underlined portion? So here I'm saying people within the company began referring to this group as the super staff. And then option A, and the 6 agents performed accordingly, right? So this looks good. This is concise and conveys the idea. So I like A. And the group made up of 6 agents. So this is repetitive because I'm already talking about the group here, right? This group. So it's understood that I'm referring to the group. So this is not concise. They, the 6 agents. Now here the they is ambiguous because am I talking about the people or am I talking about the agents? So rather than using they, I should simply say the 6 agents. So not C. With the agents, all 6 of them performing. So this again is too long when I can say the same thing in a more concise manner here. So A is the best answer. The takeaway is simple: to create super staff, give them super goals. Providing employees with learning opportunities, such as attending a professional conference or taking an online course, also communicates positive expectations because such activities signal to employees that they possess skills and abilities worth developing. The writer is considering deleting the underlined portion. Should the underlined portion be kept or deleted? So here I'm talking about the other way that you can set employee expectations, and providing employees with learning opportunities is how you do it. So this gives examples of the learning opportunities, right? For example, you can get employees to attend a professional conference or take up an online course. So I would like to include this because this explains the learning opportunities that the sentence talks about. So I would keep the segment, not delete it. Now, it should be kept because it clarifies the paragraph's main point by offering examples of learning opportunities. So this is a good answer because that's exactly what this segment does. It gives you examples. So I like A. Kept because it provides a valid counterpoint to a claim made about performance made in the previous paragraph. So this is not a counterpoint, right? This is just another strategy that managers can use to boost employee performance. So B is not good. A is the answer. In 2009, researchers in the Netherlands surveyed 904 manager-employee pairs from a variety of professions and found that managers who had higher expectations of their employees provided them with more opportunities for learning. However, the research team noted that some bosses were biased. They made these activities available only to employees they considered to have high potential, a behavior that risks creating a situation in which employees considered to have low potential fail to develop their skills. Now here I need to decide the correct verb, and the noun for this is behavior, which is singular. So I should use the singular verb, which is risks, right? So B should be the answer. Risk is not singular. Have risked and are risking, these are also plural verbs. So B. In determining an employee's potential, supervisors should make these experiences available to all. Which choice provides the most effective transition from the previous sentence? So in the previous sentence, I'm saying that that some managers could be biased in deciding who they give these learning opportunities to. They might only think of high potential employees when they do that. And that is not good because it can risk creating a situation in which employees that managers think have low potential will fail to develop. And then I'm saying supervisors should make these experiences available to all, right? So I'm kind of providing a corrective to this bias that managers may have, right? So managers might have this bias, but supervisors should come in and they should make these opportunities available to all. So in determining an employee's potential is not the best transition statement because I need to indicate that what is presented in the previous paragraph, that needs to be corrected, right? So it doesn't do that. So it's not A. In spite of inevitable failure, this is extremely strong and extremely negative. It's like saying that what supervisors will do is determined to fail. So that is not a good transition. Though some skills are more difficult to learn. So here I'm not talking about the level of difficulty of different skills. I'm talking about making sure that every employee has the chance to develop his or her skills. To avoid this pitfall, right? This is a good answer because the pitfall that I'm talking about in the previous sentence is managers overlooking some employees. So to avoid that problem, to avoid that pitfall, supervisors should provide these opportunities to everyone. So D. These two strategies are simple yet powerful, and workplace leaders would be wise to employ them. The evidence is clear. Managers and staff alike benefit from an atmosphere that expectations are high and opportunities to exceed them are abundant. Now here I need to decide the best way to connect atmosphere with the rest of the sentence. And I'm saying that managers and staff can benefit from an atmosphere in which expectations are high, right? So I'm talking about expectations being high in the atmosphere, in the office atmosphere, right? So that is not correct because that would be used to directly refer to the subject, right? So if I was using that, I could say an atmosphere that is conducive to high expectations, right? But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not using a verb after that. I'm saying an atmosphere in which expectations are high. So I'm directly defining the atmosphere in terms of the expectations being high in it. So it's not that. In that is used to explain something. For example, he was lucky in that he got an easy paper. So it can't be in that. I need to say in which expectations are high. And simply which is not correct because a simple which is similar to a that. So the answer is C. Okay, let's grade this. 23. D, D, B, C, D. D, D, B, C, D. And 28, A, A, B, D, C. A, 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 B, D, C. Okay, great. So we got all correct.